Hey, you like my outfit? This is what I'll be wearing in my Christmas episode when I review Christmas shoes coming up in December. It's not quite Christmas yet, but you gotta be thinking about what you're gonna get the people in your life for Christmas, and I'm here to help you out because it's not always easy to think of something for Christmas, but you know what people do always love and need? Soap. And I'm not just talking about regular old Dell soap? Yeah, Dell computer soap. This is called Naturally Silky soap. How is it naturally silky? Well, this soap is handcrafted without chemicals or artificial ingredients that would be irritating or dry out your skin. The soap ingredients include olive oil, shea butter, and coconut oil, and I think some other stuff. We're not gonna give out their entire secret recipe here. This combination combines to create a very creamy and luxurious bar. All you gotta do is head over to naturallysilkysoap.com. If you use my promo code SGK, you get a free bonus product on your first order, whether it's a purchase or a subscription. It is naturally silky and soap. You can purchase individual products, or you can sign up for their great subscription box and get some really great stuff every month or every quarter. And not only do they have soap, they also have great body products, all of which work as fantastic stocking stuffers. Not only does it help out the show, but actually the people who own this company have been fans of Say Goodnight Kevin for a very long time. And I really do like their soap. I've tried it and it's great. It smells great. I'm probably gonna get my mom some for Christmas. And if that doesn't interest you, or if you need to buy a Christmas gift for somebody else, then may I interest you in the Say Goodnight Kevin It's Christian t-shirt, which is available right now at the Say Goodnight Kevin store. Get it just in time for Christmas. You'll be the best friend of whoever you give it to. I've seen so much Christmas popcorn. All right, let's get into the review. Warning. This movie is not for kids. This review is not even for kids. In fact, if you're a kid, you gotta get out of here. Or at least, don't tell your parents you watched this, because this is the hardest, most edgy Christian movie you'll ever encounter. Thanksgiving time, and Thanksgiving time is all about going back home to see family that you just don't get along with. And that is my very forced way of tying this movie that I'm reviewing into Thanksgiving, because I couldn't really find a Thanksgiving movie, and I've been wanting to review this movie for a little while, so what do you want from me? Happy Thanksgiving, what? What movie am I talking about, you might say? Well, this past month, a movie hit cinemas that shook the Christian movie industry. Well, at least that's what the articles written about the movie would have you believe. The movie that I'm talking about, of course, is called Generational Sins. The big story coming out of this film is that it is a Christian movie that says fuck and shit. And does that have a place in Christian films? The director has taken the position that this is real and authentic in the way people with rough lives talk. He's even coined the term hard faith to describe the genre. My initial reaction to this, personally, is that sounds kind of dumb. If your main draw to a film is that, hey, we say the F word in it, it's as gimmicky as other Christian movies, just instead of throwing Jesus in there, you're throwing Jesus in there as a cuss word. Because to me, this gimmick doesn't say anything about the quality of the film or how interesting the characters are gonna be. On the other hand, I also totally get why these outlets have latched onto this and why the filmmakers have kind of leaned into the idea, oh geez, people are writing articles about us and it's because it's a Christian movie that says a cuss word. We're getting our name out there and no press is bad press, so I get that too. I watched the trailer a few months ago and asked you guys, do you want me to review this movie? And every last one of you watching this right now told me, yes, please review this movie. Kevin, you're amazing. We love you so much. Or at least that's what I took from your comments. So that's what we're gonna do. And you know what? It sounds kind of interesting. I might even give this whole hard faith thing a try. Told you kids, look out. I'm really pushing the limits on this episode. And drink some water. Ooh, that's hard water. Need to get a filter. Keep the water from being too salty. Get it? I'm not gonna sit here and let Hollywood Reporter tell me how to feel about a movie when I can just watch it. Care to come along? Then grab your Care to come along? Great. Then grab your popcorn and get ready for the hardest movie night ever made. Generational Sins. Bad robot? Oh no. So, it starts off with a Bible verse. That's how you know it's Christian! 20 years after the Bible verse? Great, another swords and sandals movie. So we begin the film with us eavesdropping on some kids who are getting beat up in their house.
I'm gonna give you an ass weapon!
Stop it!
Is
gonna come in here. He's gonna kick my ass.
Then we fly around in the sky, looking down, waiting for the movie to actually begin. All right, so our main character, who is brooding in his car, contemplating life, as indicated by the smoke he blows from his mouth. His name is Drew, and he has to go and talk to his mother, who's dying. Very sad situation. This is the type of thing that turns even the strongest men into atheists.
She died believing a lie. She died believing that someone out there loved her even while he was strangling her to death.
I mean, fortunately, this ain't that kind of movie, all right? This isn't some God's Not Dead bull crap. I mean, bull shenanigans. I can't say it, I'm too scared to say it. This is the real deal, all right? This is a hard Christian movie. Here, the mother uses this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to guilt our main character into taking his brother on a road trip.
Take your brother back home.
That's right, a road trip back to the town where their father is from, to learn a thing or two about life, and perhaps death?
He needs to meet Bill.
Why?
Because he's his father.
Stan is his father.
It's my dying wish.
So much manipulating.
I'm your mom, and I'm dying. Do this for me.
You know, I gotta give her credit. I mean, she also takes the time to not only think about him, but think about the audience by describing all the characters, their situations, and their relationships with each other.
Will needs to see the world in a different light. I would love to see you get married. I'd eventually love to see your brother get his head out of his butt. I'm not going anywhere that you can't follow me later. I want you to have this. And every time you look at it,
An angel gets its wings.
life has always been a battle for our family.
This lady is great at setting up a story.
Living has been hard, but the dying, it'll be easy.
I mean, the deathbed reminiscing is fine, but I'm not sure we felt the full impact of the hard history of this guy. I mean, what made him so hard? Perhaps a dream sequence can fix that right up for us. He has this flashback dream about his drunk, abusive father, which we kind of learned about in the first scene, but you know what? Doesn't hurt to learn about it again. Thanks for reminding us. It's affecting him. It's showing more because it's affecting him and the way he lives his life. My favorite mason jar. Oh, good, it was just a dream. Then the mom dies, which really pisses off our main character. He's never been so hard, which leads him to the situation where he's standing out by the pool, contemplating the big questions.
Where are you, huh? Where are you?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Are you asking where God is when you're scared? Well, have I got a show for you?
Nowhere.
Wow, look at that, he proved it. Eat your heart out, Hitchens. This guy just proved that God isn't real. I mean, his mom died, which is, of course, something that has happened or will happen to every mom ever in history, but obviously since it's now happened to him, God must not be real. Whoa, dude, you gotta check your pockets to make sure that your phone is in there. 5 minutes later, whenever he finds out his phone has water damage, we're gonna have to deal with this.
Where are you?
Where are you? So he heads over to his brother's house to give him the good news about the big trip. Guilt trip, that is, am I right? Here the movie really starts to get hard.
What the hell do you want?
Come on, just buzz me in, will you?
It's too damn early.
Let's do it.
And if you thought that our main character was the biggest douchebag you've ever seen in a movie, well, just wait till you meet his brother. He's a different kind of douchebag.
So this is my place. When you run your own company, you gotta show for it.
Thought it was Stan's company.
It'll be mine eventually.
Must have been nice having a job right out of college.
So, what have you been up to these past few-ish years?
So listen, Mom wants you and I to take a trip home.
So what's in her hometown?
Your real dad.
Mom never talked about
Yeah,
it.
well, I'm not surprised. Listen, it was her dying wish.
Look, I can't seem to finish
It would just be you and me?
Yeah, it is. You and me.
And no one else?
No one else. Which part of that didn't you understand?
I'm really mad that you're interested in the details about this trip I just sprung on you.
Oh, Mom's funeral's in 5 days.
Yeah, and we'll be back in 3, max. I'll see you tomorrow night.
So before they go on their big trip, they both go to their favorite place to get drunk. Uh-oh. Oh dear, we can skip over that part. The next morning, Will is pretty disgusted by the wheels they're taking.
I'm not riding in that. Does it even have AC?
Get in the car, princess.
All right, so the two brothers have their road trip, and they make a few stops along the way. Pretty long, boring montage, so I'll skip right over it. We gotta take my picture in front of this generic fireworks store that you could literally see every mile in the South. And then we get to the dad's house, where I guess they're supposed to, like, see the dad and make friends with him or something like that.
Is this it? The hell, man, are we going or not?
Just go.
I have a very specific routine when it comes to getting out of a car, okay? I have to smoke a cig, then rub my forehead, then we can go. It's just a thing for me.
The lights are on. Usually means somebody's home.
Except for this guy, because he seems like the type of person where the lights are on, but nobody's home. But Drew decides he just can't do it, man. He can't do it. Shit. Pussy out!
Did it always look like this?
No.
This was a thriving metropolis before Dad smashed everything up in the town with a baseball bat. So the boys go to a hotel where Will, once again, is kind of a jerk about it.
I would literally stay anywhere else.
I don't understand. If this guy has so much money, why are they doing all this cheap people stuff? The mom just said he needs to go back to his hometown. She didn't say, and he can't spend any of his own money. This isn't The Amazing Race or something. They could stay at a nice hotel or take his car.
Are we their first customer since 1968?
Also, why are those two lamps two different color temperatures? Come on, production crew, you gotta check your light bulbs. All right, so after they check into their hotel, they go and grab a late night snack at a local pizza joint, I guess. And here Will sees something he likes that's not on the menu.
Hey, gorgeous. My name is Will. To complete this meet and greet, I kind of need to have your name.
And who says I want to complete it?
Saucy. Do you come with the pizza?
Ew.
I just got here from Orlando.
And boy, are my arms tired.
If I ever want to write a biography about your life, I've got enough info.
Oh, there's more.
I think this guy's been watching too many of those cringy pickup artist compilations. And if you can believe it, she's not really interested in Will's charm.
I'm only here for a couple of days, so if you want.
Let me guess. Get drinks and rip my clothes off?
Ew, no, gross. I was gonna say let me know where a nice coffee shop is that has good Wi-Fi.
Until next time, Evelyn.
Oh, snap.
That's an offer I accept.
Nailed it.
It's $20.75. Thank you. Keep the change.
You filthy animal. Well, it's nighttime, so you know what that means. It's time for another True Dream sequence.
This is Sheldon on WP.
Oh, great. Is this the dark and gritty Christian version of Groundhog Day? Okay, well, after a rough night, Drew goes for an early morning run. And by 3rd Street, it means it's the 3rd street ever built in this town. And while he's on that run, he sees a girl who he clearly has a history with, which this kind of brings up a lot of questions for me. How old was he whenever they actually left this town? Because if his younger brother doesn't remember any of this, how far apart are they in age? I need like a baseball card with stats on it for each of the characters, I think.
Hi. What are you doing here?
What are you doing?
What are you doing here? All right, so they have a little too long, awkward exchange, and then they say goodbye.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Stop by and see me before you leave.
Yeah, well.
Did he say, yeah, I will, or yeah, well? Or did he say, yeah, will? Does he think I'm his brother? Then we sit and watch him rub his face with water for a little bit. Is there a story going on now? What were they supposed to be doing here again? I feel like they should probably be back home taking care of their mom's funeral arrangements. Maybe this is the plan that they came up with. They're like, nobody heard it, but my mom said that she wanted me to not be around when everybody else was doing all the work planning the funeral. Later that morning, the boys get breakfast.
What is there to do here?
There's an old drive-in movie theater. It's nice if you like movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? It's nice only if you like movies?
Go on any dates?
Perhaps sugar dates?
The loner brother was in love. Is still in love?
Just drop it, okay?
No, this is great.
Just drop it, okay?
Realizing he's still in love, Drew decides to get up the courage to go ask that girl that he likes out on a date.
Will you go out with me tonight?
Yeah?
I will pick you up at 7.
So what else is there to do in this apocalyptic town?
The same answer as the last time you asked it.
Is that the school?
Yeah.
So this is the school?
Yeah.
Yes, Will, it's still the school.
Through
So
12,
they,
13 years.
They stop by to look at the outside of the school, and that's when Will really starts to complain.
What does there even live for here?
Why doesn't everybody just kill themselves?
This school looks so nice. I figured all my tax money would be going to welfare and child support.
Well, that does it. Drew is sick and tired of the insensitivity of his brother, and he's gonna show him what's what. He vigorously drives to this ledge so they can look over the town.
Get out! Get out! Look out there! Look!
What, did he poop on the rug?
This is your birthplace, you remember that. And these people, they love this town. They love it, and they work hard to survive in a way that you would never know.
What's so great about this town? Maybe I'm just not hard enough to understand.
This is someone's home, and you never disrespect that.
This isn't my home.
This was Mom's home.
This place was so important to your mom that she never brought you back here. Well, I guess that's a really great point you made there, brother. All right, let's go. So Drew gets ready for his date, and Will gets ready to go down to the bar to have a drink or whatever. But not before they relentlessly compliment each other.
You look good.
Thanks.
How do I look?
Redneck.
Well, thank you.
Boy, he's better at flirting with his brother.
Bar if you like.
Later, down at the bar, Will runs into the girl that he had insulted the night before.
I want to apologize for my behavior last night. If you allow me the pleasure of buying you a drink, I'll leave you alone.
Whiskey. Straight.
None of that gay whiskey. Meanwhile, Drew was going on his date, which I can't imagine is what his mom had in mind when she was laying on her deathbed saying,
It's my dying wish.
but whatever. Let's just watch the movie and watch things happen.
Well, your taste in cars hasn't changed.
Taste in women hasn't changed either.
And the dialogue during this date, let's just say that I think it's rather fitting that there are crickets chirping throughout all of it.
Listen, I just want to say thank you for coming out tonight.
It's the least I could do. Who knows the next time I'm gonna see you.
So they go to the drive-in where they watch Guilt and Sentence, the director of this movie's old movie. So that means that the director of this movie exists in the universe of this movie. So it wasn't just a cameo when he was serving them breakfast this morning. That was actually him. And honestly, probably not the only part-time waiter who moonlights as a Christian movie director.
So you never got married?
No.
Still kind of in love with my high school sweetheart.
Smooth one.
Maybe I never stopped thinking about you.
I did stop thinking about you.
Meanwhile, Will is at the bar having better luck than he had the night before. But can that last very long?
But we moved when I was young. Mom just thought there was different opportunities.
And where are those other opportunities?
In Orlando, like I said yesterday whenever we met. What is this, 50 first dates?
Well, I've always wanted to go to Orlando.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So when are you gonna come visit me?
It's complicated.
How?
Well, since I just met you and half of our encounters have been pretty horrible, so, no, yeah, I haven't been on Expedia planning a trip. I'm sorry if that's such a big deal breaker for you.
Okay, so enough about me. What about you?
From Philadelphia.
Born and raised, on the playground I spent most of my days.
Well, if it isn't Drew's little bitch of a brother, you're in my seat.
I don't see your name on it.
It's next to my woman.
But then it turns out that she has a boyfriend?
That's your woman?
Yes.
She's too pretty and smart for you.
Listen, you little son of a...
Nifty!
You'll know I'm talking to you.
Uh-oh.
Because...
You'll be looking at me?
Oh,
girl.
I thought things were about to get hard.
This is the part where we kiss and make up?
Kiss this bitch.
So then he gets into a bar fight because, why not? Then his brother comes in to save him, which doesn't turn out very well for either of them.
Nifty, get you and your guys out of here. I don't want bad history repeating itself.
Shit.
Then the two brothers stammer down the street and finally have a nice heart-to-heart.
Why did we leave this place?
Mom just figured there were better opportunities for you in Florida.
Wow, that's the same answer that he gave to the girl in the bar.
What did the sheriff mean? Bad history repeating.
Yeah, that wasn't the first time that Nifty and I got in a little fight.
No shit.
But then things get serious.
Did Bill beat Mom?
Don't.
Why did you leave us?
The family was better off without me, trust me.
Well, that's a crock of shit. You disappeared.
I didn't disappear.
The fuck you didn't? I never heard from you.
I called Mom.
Mom?
Yeah.
Did you forget you had a little brother?
I wouldn't have been a good role model for you. I wouldn't have been.
What does that even mean?
That means a man should be able to look at himself in the mirror. Look himself in the eye and know exactly who he is. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it.
Can you now?
Ooh. So we get another dream. Looks like Drew's dumping out his dad's alcohol while his dad chases him with the baseball bat. Pushed to his breaking point when it comes to dreams about his dad, Drew goes into the church to pose for the movie poster. Here he has a conversation with a preacher where we once again get more information about his past, which I don't know, I'm saying that like I'm complaining, and I am complaining a little bit, but also earlier I was complaining about how I don't understand the timeline here. Maybe I'm just a walking, popcorn having contradiction.
I can't figure it out.
Can't figure what out?
Life.
You know, it's amazing what happens to a man when he loses his family.
Yeah, that sounds pretty amazing.
I heard rumors about your grandfather, Paul.
So the pastor proceeds to justify the name of the movie. He tells Drew that Drew's grandfather started drinking because he was in a lot of pain, but then whenever he would drink, he would also put other people in a lot of pain. This then was passed down to his father as some sort of generational sin. Drew says that he's afraid of becoming like his father.
I'm just so scared I'm gonna end up like him.
I know you are.
I just reinforced that fear into your mind with my little story. But can the pastor close the deal?
Jesus has saved many a troubled bloodline.
I gotta go.
Oh man, almost.
Drew, you know we all need a savior.
But Drew, he's not having any of that religious crap. That's not what he came into a church for.
Is Rachel here?
I don't think she really wants to see you. Just a warning.
What do you want?
I came to apologize for last night.
Not a letter for 10 years. True. A phone call?
I'm just not really great with communication. Why is everybody holding that against me?
You walk in here acting like things have changed. Like you've changed.
What? No, he didn't. No, he said he's exactly the same, that his tastes haven't changed or anything.
Drew, get out!
Drew, angry. Mad at the world and the way things are going. Drew goes to what I think is actually the construction site from Cool as Ice to yell at God.
Where are you? Huh? You even real? And do something! You give a shit about anything? You give a shit about any of this?
At this point, I'm coming to realize that Drew really needs to learn how to deal with death. I mean, it's a sad fact of life, but it's still a fact of life. What has happened in this guy's life? He's got a girl that likes him. He's got a rich brother that's kind of a jerk, but he's got some money. He doesn't even seem to have to go to work. He could just take off for days, it seems. It's not like he has a kid that died or something. I'm gonna litter all over your planet, God! Captain Planet is not gonna be happy about this. So the loss of his girlfriend and the memories of his abusive father push Drew to a pretty dark place. I swear I will shoot myself in the head with this gun with tape over the barrel. Let's just hope God doesn't realize that I'm bluffing. But just as he's about to blow his brains out, he notices something on the ground. So now that this necklace fell out of the truck, he believes in God. And once again, I am going to cut the movie short. I know everybody's gonna be mad at me for that, even though, I don't know, you could probably guess what happens from here. There might be some surprises along the way. And you know, the director of this movie, Spencer Fulmer, was kind enough to share the film with me before it even came out in theaters. This movie isn't even on DVD yet, so if you wanna see it, you still can. I haven't spoiled the whole movie for you. You're welcome, everyone. I really appreciate Spencer being such a great sport about me watching his movie. Even though he knew that I was gonna spend 20 minutes making fun of it, he still said to not pull any punches. So, what did I think? Well, I gotta say, this movie kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I was kind of expecting something different. But this is the kind of movie that makes me super excited about what the director is going to do next. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's because of all the press that was surrounding this film. I wasn't expecting it to be such a low-budget indie film. I can now see kind of why they leaned into the articles that were being written about it. Most student films or films of this caliber don't get the kind of press that this movie got. And in that way, I suppose that's pretty impressive. And like a student film, I think this movie kind of serves the same purpose for the director. I know he probably learned a ton from this, and there's a lot of really great stuff in this movie that just is surrounded by a lot of not so great execution. This is definitely a necessary rung on the path to success for this director, but it's certainly not the best movie that he'll ever make. Anybody who can pull together a full film, that's not an easy task to do. But having said that, who would I be if I wasn't being honest about the film? So here we go. I felt like the story and the stakes, they don't justify the tone of the film. It felt like they wanted to make somewhat of a Manchester by the Sea sort of movie. If you haven't seen that, very few people have, I guess. In Manchester by the Sea, the reveal about why the guy is so depressing throughout the film is pretty believable. Like, if that happened to you, you would act the way that Casey Affleck acts in Manchester by the Sea. Not only did I not believe these two brothers were related, I also couldn't relate with them either. I was frustrated with almost every situation these characters found themselves in. Not because I was frustrated for them, but because I didn't believe they would actually, anybody would be so stupid to end up in the situations these guys ended up in. If the characters are somewhere and they don't want to be there, I need to understand why it is that they want to be in another place and what's keeping them from getting out of the situation that they're in. Kind of like Groundhog Day. Like, you know that he definitely doesn't want to be in Punxsutawney, but he's stuck there because every time he tries to leave, he can't leave. So with that, like, keep in mind, potential filmmakers, it's fun and interesting to see a character in a crappy situation, but it's not fun or interesting for the audience to actually be in that crappy situation. Like, Mr. Bean ends up in awkward situations all the time, but the audience finds joy and humor in his pain because we feel for his pain without actually feeling our pain along the way. For a film that had so much press about how real it was, I really didn't feel like the story or the characters were very believable. It was slow, somewhat uninteresting, and in the end, kind of didn't amount to much of anything except a salvation experience, which I've seen before. But like I said, getting a feature film together that looks and sounds and feels as good as this on the budget that I believe you had is not an easy task. So please, all of that to say, don't be discouraged by my criticism. Or you know what, do care. I don't care. Let it discourage you. Let it destroy your life, because you know what, that's just the kind of hard Christian movie reviewer I am. Boom, baby. Hey, if it's any consolation, I'm going to put out sometime this year or next year my review of the ending of the movie 3. So maybe I'll come back to this movie and do the same thing. Who knows? Anyway, what am I thankful for? I'm thankful for you guys watching this video. I'm also thankful for the people who pledged to my Patreon. Also, if you pledge to my Patreon $10 or more before December 1st, then you'll get one of those It's Christian t-shirts. Or, like I said, you could go and buy one, store.saygoodnightkevin.com. Some of the people who will be getting one of those free t-shirts happen to be Brendan Neely, Tyler Minix, Matt Clark, who has a YouTube channel, check it out, John Duffy, who also has a YouTube channel, also check it out. Those are down in the description. And also Pascal Schmidlin. You know, last time I did a review, I kind of made a joke about how Pascal stuff was a little bit edgy. I just want to clarify that YouTube channel is really good. It's really funny, and the animation is super fantastic. And of course, the Religious Nut and Hellbound Sinner podcast. That's all I've got to say. I'm gonna go eat some turkey or whatever for Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a super safe Thanksgiving. Thank you so much again for everything, and I'll talk to you all later. Good night. Night.
Let me guess. Get drinks and rip my clothes off?